Hey friends, I'm Dr. Tracy. Welcome to Kingdom Recovery just for today. Hey, it's National Recovery Month. And I just want to come on here every day and I want to talk to you. Maybe I'll do this the rest of my life. Come in here every day and talk to you about staying free, living your best life and finding out who you really are. Man, there's so much inside of me and it's so frustrating because I don't really have ability to share it the way I'd like to, and I don't have the funding to do it, but I'm going to do it regardless. I'm going to share with whoever will listen. If there's just one life I can change, if there's just one person that I can bring hope to today, I'm here. So I've got this shirt on today. It says, "It is what it is." Good old Walmart $5 special. It is what it is. That's what I want to talk to you about today in your recovery. See, Kingdom Recovery is building your life on truth. Kingdom Recovery is about holding fast to the promises of God. It's about using the principles of God, the character and the nature of a servant, the character and the nature and the biblical principles to apply to your life to live a life of freedom. Oh, I could talk about that all day long. I could talk about that when it comes to shame. I could talk about that when it comes to finance. I could talk about that when it comes to health and fitness and life. I could talk about that when it comes to addiction. So I'm going to stay on that one about addiction today. I'm going to talk about it is what it is. All right, you are in the situation you are because of the choices that you made. And if you want to live free from addiction, and you want to live free from drugs, you want to live free from alcohol, you've got to recognize it is what it is. I got myself here. I made choices, whether it took me to jail, whether it took me to treatment, whether it took me to poverty, whether it took me to losing my family, whether it took me to losing my kids. You did that. You made that choice. It is what it is. But you don't have to stay there. You can live free of the pain of that. You can heal from that. You can recover and you can walk forward and you can walk free from your history. You can walk free. It doesn't define who you are. It's just something that happened. It is what it is. Once you embrace that truth, that it is what it is, you can do something with your life. I lost my kids to the system because I was in my addiction. It is what it is. Maybe one day your kids will reach out and try and find you and you can tell them you're sorry. And God can restore that. I've seen it happen over and over again. Women and men who lost their children, who now have custody of their children, now their grown children are in their life and respect them. Kids are so resilient and they're so forgiving, and God put a place in all of us that we want the love of our mother and our father. No matter what it is, no matter what choice you made, maybe you lost years of your life. Maybe you spent 15 years incarcerated for traffic and drugs. You know what? It is what it is. You can't get those 15 years back, but you can do something with the day that you have because today is a gift to you. What you going to do with it? Are you going to help somebody else wake up? Are you going to help somebody else out who might be struggling? Somebody else who might be heading the wrong direction? Are you going to jump in the driver's seat and say, "Look, dude, you're going to destroy your life. Let me help you. Let me teach you something"? Are you going to spend your life on behalf of the hungry, satisfy the needs of the oppressed? That's when your life will be better. That's when your life will get good. But the thing you have to change is talking about how you are a victim. No, you are not a victim. You chose to put that meth pipe to your mouth. You chose to put that needle in your arm. You chose to take the charges for that dude who said he loved you, and you knew full well on the inside of you he didn't love you. But you just thought you'd get a slap on the hand, but instead you did 4 years. You could have stopped drinking, or you could have let someone else drive you home. You could have left your car in the parking lot, but you chose not to. You chose to put other people at risk. You chose to abandon your children. You chose to leave your children at mom's house and let mom raise them instead of you being the mom. You chose to leave your wife for your addiction, to go sit in a crack house. You chose to cheat on your spouse. You chose to steal from your company. You chose. So it is what it is. What you going to do about it? How are you going to go forward? What choice are you going to make today? See, that's where you got to live. You got to live in today. You can't fix what happened yesterday. You can't fix the years you lost in your addiction, but you can go to a meeting every day now. You can get treatment now. You can occupy your freedom right now, as I was talking about yesterday. You can occupy in your freedom. You can recognize that this costs something, and it's worth it. It's worth every day of my life. If I have to work hard the rest of my life to live free, I'm going to live free because I don't want to live in jail. I don't want to live in the streets. I don't want to live turning a trick. I don't want to live smoking a pipe and wondering when I'm going to get my next hit. I don't want to live a slave to my addiction. I don't want to live a slave to everybody else's opinions of me. I want to be free. I want to be respected. I want to earn back. I want to live a life that's worthy. I want to live a life that's respectable. I want to live a life that people see the change in me. I want to live a life worth living. I want to live a life in joy. I want to live a life in prosperity. I want to be honest. I want to be sincere. I want to be compassionate. I want to live a life that's kind. I treated enough people bad. Those of you that lived in your addiction and it turned you into a demon, man, a straight up demon, turned you into an abuser. Look, you got a lot of places in your life that you can have an opportunity to give back. You know, I just have to speak to this. I've just got a few more minutes here, but I want to talk about this. It is what it is. Once you get free, I'm going to talk about it is what it is for a minute. I've been doing this for 14 years. Now, I've never taken a drug, and I've never drank a drink in my life because I saw it destroy my family. I knew the day I'd take a drink, I'd be an alcoholic. So I chose not to. I wanted a different life than that. I chose to become healthy emotionally because I saw what it did. I saw what bitterness did to my family. I saw what depression did to my family. I saw what hatred and unforgiveness did to my family. So I had to choose. I chose Christ. I chose the life that God had for me. I chose the plan that I chose to forgive. I chose to surrender my pain to God. I chose, but I'm not talking, I don't want to talk about that. I do what I do today because God, Almighty God, spoke to me and told me, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go and I want you to start helping people free from addiction. He must have known that I was going to fight and not give up. He must have known that I would stand. He must have known that I would suck rug and pray for you and ask God to deliver you. He must have known that I would love you unconditionally, or he wouldn't have called me to this, because it takes all that every day. He must have known I was willing to give up my livelihood, my blessings and for you. But I want to talk to the people that need to hear it is what it is. It is what it is. I want to talk to you people who've recovered from addiction. In 14 years that I've been doing this, do you know how many people that I've helped? Over 500 to 700 people get free from addiction and have an opportunity to get free. Now, they haven't all got free, but less than 4% have gone back to prison because Christ is the center of who we are and Kingdom Recovery is. But of all those people, I'll guarantee you I can count on one hand how many of them have given a donation back, have said thank you, have given their own self to take people to meetings or to help them afterward, longer than once or twice or a year. Now, I know there's some of you out there in the recovery community, and God bless you for what you do, but a lot of you wouldn't do it if you didn't get paid. Or a lot of you wouldn't do it if you didn't get something from it. It is what it is. I'm just going to talk about the truth. Why aren't you giving your life back to other people? Why won't you donate to programs like New Direction and Growing Discoveries Outreach Ministry, who have given up everything to help people get free? You know, I've got houses. I've got debt. I've got sacrifice of 20 hours a day sometimes, all for the sake of people. And I'm not saying that to brag on myself. I'm saying, you know why I'm doing that? Because people like you out there who've been freed, people like you who've been clean and sober, won't step up to the plate and help these other people. It is what it is. It's time for you to give back. It's time for you to invest what somebody invested in you and somebody else. I don't care if it's just one person. You need to give something back. I don't care if it's $10 a month. Man, if 100 of you out there listening gave $10 a month to my ministry, do you know how much easier it would be for me to help people? But instead, I got to beg, borrow. I got to ask people. I got to pray and travail, asking God to make a miracle happen just for the lights to stay on, just for the bills to be paid. I got to charge people who are in recovery, who are investing in their own freedom, which they need to. but I got to charge them more than I should have to and put a burden on them while they're trying to get free just to make it happen. That's on you. It is what it is. It's time for you to give back to other people in recovery. What will you do to help your brother? Quit talking about what you've got and give it to somebody else. It's time to pay back. It is what it is. I just had to say it today. It's Kingdom Recovery. I'm Dr. Tracy, and I hope you will take to heart what I've said to you. That you chose the choices you made, so when you're not happy about the things that are going on in your life, it's nobody's fault but your own. Suck it up. Put on your big girl, your big boy pants. Brush yourself off and get up. Make something of your life. And if you've been freed and you've been clean and sober, give it to somebody else. And if you don't have time to give it, then give some of your money. Give some of your bread that you're making now and help somebody. Put somebody in detox. Pay an entry fee for somebody. Pay and sponsor one person through their process. Sponsor half of it through their process. Show someone you really care, because it is what it is. If you really cared, you'd show it by the way that you live. God bless you. Kingdom Recovery, just for today.